Hello everyone, I am Advocate Uzma Sheikh and our today's topic is members under Companies Act. And before I start with the member, let me explain you the Company Act has been amended in the year 2013. So the definition has also been amended, but this is the perfect definition and it is easy for you to remember the definition and what the meaning of member is. Member and the shareholder both are same thing, but the concept of member is wider as compared to the shareholder. Shareholder is a member only, but many time a company do not have a shareholder, so they have members. Okay, now we will start what is member is. The section 41 of Companies Act 1956 defines the member as the subscriber of a memorandum of a company shall be deemed to have agreed to become a member of a company, and on its registration shall be entered as member in its register of member. So the concept is simple. When the company is made, whoever subscribes or deemed to agree become a member of a company on its registration is called member. Usually the member and the shareholder concept are same, but everywhere the word member is used because of this term. A member can be member without holding a share, but a shareholder cannot be a member either if he is holding a share. We'll see in the other topic, shareholder, we'll see in the other chapter. Okay, the member. The member is the subscriber of memorandum. When a company is formed, the person who subscribes the memorandum, or when the company is first time formed, or whether on further procedure the company issues IPO, then the person who subscribes become subscriber of memorandum of association of a company become member. And when the company goes into registration, the same member name is entered into register of member. Every company maintain a register of member of person who are part of their company. Remember, the member constitute the company. When there are member, there is a company. When there is no member, there will be no company. The company will wind up or company will end. Without member, you cannot run a company. At least you need one member. The concept of member is wider than shareholder because many company like under limited guarantee don't have the concept of shareholder. They have only concept of members, or in case of one person company there is concept of member. So the shareholder is the same person, but the concept of member is comparatively wider than the shareholder. The same definition has been explained in the new act under section 2 subsection 55, and the definition is further explained in 3 clauses. The first clause says the subscriber of a memorandum deemed to agree become a member on registration of a company. The same concept. The subscriber of a memorandum deemed to agree become member on registration. And the clause 2 says every other person who become member and whose name is registered under company's register. Same thing, every other person, not the subscriber, other person who become who agree to become a member. The second concept is for when the share is issued or a person became member and the same is transferred to the other person by him, or for example if he sell the shares, or for in case of death, succession, likewise. And the third clause under section 255 of the new act 2013 further says that every person holding share of a company, every person holding share of a company and whose name enter as beneficiary of a company in the record of his depository, whose name appear as the beneficiary of company in the record of his depository. The concept is same. That every person who holds share, or every person who wants to become a member, or every person who subscribes and his name appears in the register of member is called a member. The concept of shareholder and member are little bit different. in the concept of shareholder, it is not necessary that the name of shareholder appears in the register, but the member's name appears in the register of company. So I think so the concept of member is clear to you now. Now let us take who can become a member. Usually every person who is capable of contracting. As per the Contract Act, every person who is capable of contracting in India can become a member of a company. So here we have who can become the member of a company. Basically a member as per the Contract Act also, or under this act also, a major person. I am using the word person, I will tell you why later on. A major person, a person who is major, who has attained majority and is of age 18 year and above, can become a member of a company, can subscribe to become a member of a company, or can deem to agree become a member of a company, or can hold share in a company and his name appears in the register of a company, and who is a major can become a member of a company. The second term is sound mind. The person must be a sound mind. He must not be an insane. A person who has sound capability, a normal thinking person can become a member. This is also the terms of a contract. A person who can contract. These are also the terms of Contract Act. A person who can enter into a contract. Again, when I was talking about major, then there comes the concept of minor. A minor cannot be a member of a company. A minor, if become member of a company by default or have subscribed for the membership of a company, he do not held liable for any sum to be paid by him or to be payable by him to the company. He shall not be liable for call of shares or the part of amount that he should have to pay to the company. Any person on behalf of member, a friend, a next friend, as usually we the concept of concept of minor, shall not liable to become a member on behalf of minor. So the concept of minor is totally not included in it. The third thing is not disqualified. Any person who is not disqualified under any law for the time being in force in India shall become a member of the company. A company. Earlier I told you every person, any person. Why? Because company is also a person. The word person in many acts, in this act also denotes real person and artificial person also. So the company is a person in the eye of law. So an artificial person, a company can also become a member of a company if the memorandum of the company and the article of that company permits the same company to become member of a company. However, a holding company cannot become the member of its parent company. Member of its subordinate company. Insolvent. A person who have become insolvent, his name can appear as a member of a company until the registration or the process of insolvency was solved or done. NRI, non-resident Indian. A non-resident Indian, their name, if the RBI permits and the Act permits, can become a member of a company. The next thing is trade union. Trade union is also an artificial registered body person, or you can call trade union as a body of unit. So they can also become member of a company. Next thing is government. A government, like we have Government of India or our state government, who is represented by president or our the governor of state, can become a member of company. Many companies which are held by government, in that government is the member, or many company in which the government is part member and the public or private sector is part member. So the government also become member of a company. Limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership is a partnership which holds the status of a artificial person, it has its registered name and seal, so it can also become a member of a company. Along with that, a minor, an HUF cannot become a member of a company. Now we have seen who can become a member of a company. Now we can see how the cessation or how the membership can be cancelled and can be called off. So the first thing is the cessation of membership. How the membership can be cancelled. So there is two. It is divided into two parts. First, the act of the party, and the second is the by operation of law. The act of the party. First, we are going to see the act of the party. In act of the party, first we are going to see by what act the membership can be seized or can be cancelled or can be transferred. So the first thing is transfer. The membership can be seen when a person transferred his shares to other person, and that other person and go through all the application and procedure and get his name registered on behalf of the earlier member. Second is forfeiture. Usually sometime company forfeiture the earlier issue or the company forfeiture the membership. So in that case, when the company forfeiture a membership or company forfeiture the share on which a person have become member and his name appears in the register of member, in that term the membership is seized. The third is company sells shares. Many a time when a company is a private company or company sell its shares or stake to the other company, the other company become the parent or the holder of that company. In that case, the membership of the earlier members ceased or being cancelled or called off. Redemption. When company redeem its shareholders. Usually in case of a preference shares, as I told you earlier, shareholder and member are the same concept, but the member is a wider concept than the shareholder. So the preference share, and if a person is holding a preference share and the same person name is registered in register of member, then when the company redeem its shares and pay off the preference shareholder, then the name of the same shareholder cease to appear in the cease to be a member or cease to appear in the register of members. The next is again share warrant. Many a time when the company issue a member of a person become a member or a shareholder, the same is being called off or cancelled or being taken away by issuing a share warrant. In that case, the earlier membership is seized. Then rescind of contract. When a company has entered into a contract, likewise when the company is formed, there are many financial institutions or the guarantors, they support the company and they become the member. Likewise, after their contract get ended, or when the term of their contract or what are the condition of their contract are ended, so they cease to become a member of the company. Now these are the act of parties. When the shares are transferred, when the redemption of shares, when forfeiture of shares, when company sell the shares, in case of rescind of contract, the contract between member and the company ends. So these are the cessation of membership by act of parties. Now we are going to see cessation of membership by operation of law. First thing is insolvency. A person name can appear in the record of membership until the law of insolvency permits, until the account of that insolvent person has been settled. So when the act of insolvency has been put on, then the person who is insolvent and who is a member, so his name automatically get cancelled from the register of member. Next is death. In case of a death, if the member of a person die, I told you earlier also, company holds perpetual succession. If a member dies, company does not die. So if a member dies, the company remains it, but the member whoever takes his succession or legal heir become member after the same name was changed or the legal heir or successor's name appear in the register of member. Third is sale. When a person sells shares, then the person automatically being ceased to be a member of a company. Then winding of a company. If the person who is the member of a company and the same company go wind up or same company died, as a company is also an artificial person, then the membership automatically ends. Now these were the concept of how cessation of a member and who can become a member. What is member under this act, section 41 and section 255, under section 250 subsection 55 of act 2013. Now we are going to see types of members. Remember, the member and the shareholder are the same concept. However, the concept of member is wider because there can be no shareholder in many companies, or there can be chances of a person who can be a member but cannot be a shareholder. To make you understand why there is a concept of member or the word member is put in this act, earlier there was no virtual transaction, no demat account holding was going on. So when a person became member, he was given a physical paper or a certificate, share certificate, on which the detail of the company, company's name, company's seal, the number of share the person hold, the serial number of the share, everything was written, and on the back of it the name of the holder is written, and when the one holder transfer the shares to the other holder, then the new holder's name appears. So this concept was earlier when the company was introduced. Now we have virtual concept on net banking and all through demat account is also on net. So the concept of change of membership is very easy. So in the earlier concept, if a person holds a certificate and he transfer the shares, so he physically transfer the share to the other person, but the company holds a register of person, name of the person who earlier holds the certificate. The new person has to get his make an application to the company to change his name and enter to change earlier person name and enter his name into the register of member. Right now also every company holds a register of member. Now you can easily understand why the term of shareholder and member are being always used interchangeably, or when many a time it is very confusing to get why the term of member is used instead of shareholder. Now we are going to see types of members. Usually we have three types of member. The first type of member is, as per our definition, is subscriber. The subscriber of memorandum of association. The first subscriber when the company is made, he subscribes to become a member and his name appears in the register of member, is the subscriber of member. The first type of member is the subscriber. The initial subscriber or the person who subscribed when the company first issue its shares, or the IPO of a company comes and the person becomes the holder of a share and his name appears in the register of member of a company, then the person becomes subscriber, or through subscription the person becomes member of a company. The second type is by application and registration. As earlier I told you, in olden days people used to get a share certificate, so they have to apply for registration and transfer of shares likewise. So that all in that term also, if a person has applied for shares, so if he buy the share from the company directly, or if he get the shares from a earlier shareholder, he have to apply to the company to get his shares registered. When the name of that person who have applied for the shares appears in the register of a member, then the same person become member of a company. Then allotment. When a person has been allotted new shares and his name appear as a member of a company in the register of member of a company, then he become the member of a company. Third thing is transfer. When one person transfer his shares to the other person or transfer his membership to the other person. In case of a limited guarantee company, there is no membership. So if one person transfer his rights to the other person automatically becomes the member. Even in case of death, insolvency, etc., a person who possesses the right over the earlier shareholder or the member become member after the transfer of shares. Then the succession. Likewise, in death, if a person dies, his legal representative become the successor and automatically become the member of company. But to become a member of company, the same successor has to apply to the company to change his name and to change the earlier person name and enter his name into register of member of a company. Now we are going to see the third kind of members. This is qualification shares. Usually qualification shares are issued to the directors. The concept of qualification share are explained in section 266 of earlier act, but the same concept is totally being removed in the new act. But I am going to tell you what is the concept of qualification of shares. When a director of a company is appointed, the director have to hold a certain number of shares. So the director have to purchase or buy or to get application or subscribe to that number of shares. So the holder of that number of shares, the director become director as per the section 266, and the holder of shares also. So the shareholder of those shares, though the person is director, but he is also a member and get his name as a rule say he must get his name registered in the member of the company. So I have to explain you the concept of member. The concept of member and the concept of shareholder are same, but the concept of member is quite a wider concept compared to the concept of shareholder. So in every time, everywhere, in every definition we have the word member used. Okay, thank you.